from the United States of America. Stand by, Americans. Here's Mail Call. One big package of words and music and laughter delivered to you by the stars from whom you want to hear. In answer to the request you send to Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. With this mail call, we salute the rugged men who have fought these many months of the Italian campaign. And here to add her glamorous presence to our tribute is one of Hollywood's most beautiful and talented stars, your mistress of ceremonies, Miss Ann Rutherford.
And it's really a privilege to join in these special greetings to our fighting men in Italy who face not only a tough enemy, but some of the worst terrain and weather of the war. But then this is mail call, and it's time for me to start handing the pen and ink around. Here to dash off the first paragraph is one of your favorite singing groups, the King Sisters, with the very latest in hip harmony, Accentuate the Positive. Gather around me, everybody, gather around me while I preach some, feel a sermon coming on me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you wanna hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight. Positive, easy, but it's a negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Just when everything was dark. Man, he said you better accentuate the positive, lemonade. Lose the negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. So now you've heard my sermon. Cut out, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Just as smooth as a GI haircut. And I'm sure that if the fellow who wrote Accentuate the Positive were here, he'd agree that you really did it proud.
Bet I would, Ann, bet I would.
Well, Johnny Mercer. Oh, Johnny, it's a real pleasure to have you with us tonight.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Ann, especially with you as mistress of ceremonies.
Oh, now, Johnny.
No, really, Ann, I've always admired you so on the screen. You give a role such intelligent treatment, such depth of feeling, such beautiful legs.
Now, Johnny, please. Please, Johnny, this is mail call.
Well, I'm a male and I'm calling.
But all this is a little bit besides the point, Johnny. You see, there's something I'd like very much to discuss with you.
And, girl, speak right up.
Well, Johnny, you know, all my life I've wanted to write a song, a real hit tune. I think I could do it, too. I have hidden talents, you know.
Those two,
Now, Johnny, stop. You're one of our finest songwriters. I'm sure you could help me.
Well, what have you got in mind?
Well, you see, I know you're just the kind of a fellow who could sit in some corner with me and spend the evening just discussing music.
How much you want to bet? I'm only kidding, Ann. I'll be only too glad to help you.
Oh, swell. Well, what I'd like you to do is collaborate with me on a song. Will you, Johnny?
Well, what part do you want me to write?
Oh, just the words and music.
I see, and you write the publisher. Look, Ann, do you happen to know anything at all about music?
Oh, certainly. Quite a bit, in fact.
Good. Maybe we can work something out then. Now, when we write this song together, I'll go over to a piano, and you go over to a piano, and
Well, I don't play the piano.
Well, then, I'll pick up a violin, and you pick up a violin, and
But I don't play the violin either.
How about the saxophone?
Well, I don't play that either. Gee, I'm afraid I'm pretty useless.
Well, believe me, Ann, whatever you play, I'll play it with you.
Oh, no. On second thought, Johnny, I guess we'd better skip the whole thing. I'll get someone else to help me with my song. An older man.
You're making a big mistake, Ann.
I know what I'm doing. I'll get Irving Berlin.
He's overseas.
Well, I'll get Jerome Kern.
Oh, he's out of town.
I'll get Cole Porter.
He's busy on a show.
Well, all right. Drop over, Johnny. I'll get an armed guard. Meantime, your purpose in coming here tonight was to sing, I believe.
Eminently correct, my girl, if you can call it such. So here we go with Waiting for the Evening Mail. A ship without a sail. I wrote my one-time mama down in Louisville. I said, sweet mama, I'm in jail. Honey, please don't fail me. Hurry up and nail some bail. That was a year ago, and I'm still on the inside, looking at the outside. For the evening mail. have a letter. Leave it from a man named Stout. Said he was gonna get me soon as I got out. Said he was gonna meet me right there at the jailhouse gate. Boy, he don't know how long he's got to wait. Wrote my one-time mama down in Louisville, and I said, sweet mama, I'm in jail. Now, honey, please don't fail. Hurry up and mail some bill. That was a year ago, and I'm still on the inside, looking at the outside, waiting for the evening mail.
Oh, Johnny, that was just swell. And now, fellas, here to add her personal signature to this mail call letter is a gal who really keeps the APOs and FPOs working overtime. The poor postman may be a little worn out, but it's your letters that keep bringing her back to GI microphones over and over again. So, guys and gals, here's Lena Horne.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. How you gang?
Well, Lena, number one on your request parade tonight seems to be I Walk Alone. Will you sing it for us?
I'd be happy to. But first, I'd like to make a request of all the swell boys who've written me those wonderful letters. You know, fellas, regular letters sometimes take weeks or months to arrive, but V-mail always flies. So why don't you use one of those V-mail forms next time you write, huh? And get your folks to use V-mail when they write you. You'll get your letters promptly, and I know what that means to you. And now, I'm going to walk alone.
getting away from this microphone that easily. Why, the boys would never settle for just one number from you.
Okay. Here's another one you boys seem to like. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm blue. My disposition depends on you. I never mind the rain from the sky as long as there's sunshine in your eyes. Sometimes I hate you. Sometimes I love you, but when I hate you, it's 'cause I love you. That's how I am. What can I do? I'm happy when I'm with you. Sometimes I say I will, and then I say I won't. Sometimes I think I do, and then I know I don't. But I never mind the rain from the sky as long as there's sunshine in your eyes. Sometimes I hate you, sometimes I love you. But when I hate you, it's 'cause I love you. That's how I am. So what can I do? See, I'm happy when I'm with you.
That was just grand. Our next mail call contributor is a very bright young man who has climbed right up to the top of the radio heap during the past couple of years. Here he is, Jimmy Durante's sidekick and positively no relation to Umbriago, Gary Moore. Gary, I want you to know that I listen to your program all the time. I think it's just swell. In fact, it's one of the best on the air.
Well, how do you like that? With all her beauty, she's intelligent, too. But thanks, Dad. At least ours is one of the few all-male shows left on the air.
What do you mean?
Well, look at all the women in radio today. There's one on every program. George Burns has Gracie Allen, Fibber McGee has Molly, and even Gabriel has his heater.
That way, by golly.
Well, I guess the time will soon be here, Ann, when women will take over radio completely. But, gee, there's one program that I hope they don't change.
Which one is that?
Well, one of these days you'll turn on your radio, and I'm afraid this is what you'll hear. Mrs. District Attorney, champion of the people, defender of the truth. And say, what a neck and a rumble seat. At your district attorney's office, the wheels of justice are grinding in their relentless fashion. Good morning, Mrs. District Attorney.
Oh, come in, Mr. Miller. Did you bring the files?
Yes, Chief.
Well, don't just stand there. Give me a manicure.
I have some important news, Chief. We just caught a crook who stole 6 pair of silk stockings.
What news? What girl? What color? What size? Oh, never mind that small fry, Mr. Miller. I'm going after bigger game. The biggest racketeer in this town.
You mean?
Yes, Bristlebean Moore. I'll go out and get him if it's the last thing I do. I wonder what racket that rat is thinking up right now.
I'm telling you, there's a fortune in it, $1 million.
Are you sure about that, Bristlebean?
I'm positive. Just as sure as your name is Harry the Brain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is my name, ain't it?
Yes. Look, counterfeiting is foolproof if you do it right. When we got caught with those phony $5 bills, it was your fault.
Well, what did I do?
I told you 100 times, put on Lincoln's picture, not Superman.
But I never read Lincoln.
Well, now this time we can't get caught. We're going to counterfeit pennies.
Whose picture is on them?
Lincoln's.
Here we go again.
Listen, you're wrong, Brain. It's a perfect plan. Who'd suspect that we'd counterfeit, of all things, pennies? And the best part of it is each phony penny will cost us only 2 cents to make.
Yeah, well, it costs you 2 cents to make a penny?
That's right.
Don't we lose money that way?
No. We fool around with the books.
Boy, you know something? They ought to call you the Brain instead of me.
I often think it's a shame your parents weren't the type to devour their young. Now listen, here's the way we operate, see? Here's the way we operate. We drive up to a drugstore, one of them big crowded drugstores with people rushing in and out.
So no one will notice us, huh, Bristleby?
That's the idea. I park right outside and I keep the motor running, see? Then you dash into the drugstore.
Yeah.
And you weigh yourself free with a phony penny.
Oh, boy! What a scheme.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. You know...
You can't find your place. The cops will never find us.
You know something, Bristlebean? If weighing yourself with phony pennies, if we can get a B card, we can do it 50 times a day.
Yeah. We've got to put a stop to this racket, Chief. Bristlebean's gone too far this time.
I'll say he has, Mr. Miller. Why, at a conservative estimate, he and his henchmen have weighed themselves free 400,000 times.
Well, can't we do anything, Chief?
Oh, I've tried everything, Mr. Miller. I even disguised myself as a scale and stood in the drugstore. I'm afraid it wasn't a very good disguise, though. I must have looked more like a pinball game.
What makes you think so?
Well, every guy who came along tried to tilt the machine. But I think I have an idea, Mr. Miller. And the next time Bristlebean Moore gets on a scale, he's going to get the surprise of his life.
Listen, Brain, I've been looking over the books for the past week. There's something wrong, Brain. You're not getting rid of enough pennies.
Well, I can't help it, Bristlebean. The pennies keep coming back.
They keep coming back.
Yeah, I'm starting to guess my weight now.
Well, it looks like I'll have to handle the whole job myself. Give me the pennies we made last night.
Yeah, here you are, Chief.
My production's way up, isn't it?
Yes, the swing shift is doing wonders.
Yes. Well, I'm going into that drugstore and get rid of those slugs. You wait outside here. Well, there's the scale. Nobody's watching. Here goes. Must be out of order.
It's not out of order, Bristlebean. You weigh 162 pounds, and the jig is up.
Keepers, the DAS. The DAS breaks open. Well, I guess I might as well throw myself into your arms and give up.
You don't have to throw yourself into my arms.
Listen, don't tell me how to give up.
Well, Bristlebean, are you ready to talk?
Nothing doing. I ain't talking, see?
How would you like a little going over with the brass knuckle?
That won't make me talk.
I also carry a rubber hose.
That won't let me talk either.
Well, suppose I give you a little kiss.
Settle back. This could be a long story. If you want to know the story of my life, Mrs. D.A., perhaps I'd better read to you from my diary. Everything I've ever done is in this little book, all the way from the first chapter entitled, My Brother Malcolm Was Always Welcome Until the Day He Stole My Talcum, all the way down to the last chapter entitled, How to Remove the Cap from a Beer Bottle Without Breaking the Enamel on Your Wife's Teeth. Now here, my dear, is my first entry. January 31st, 1915. Today I was born. Oh, and what an event. My mother, dear soul, took me up in her arms, looked down at the little bundle of love, and softly crooned, "Is you is or is you ain't a baby?" Oh, but I didn't care. I didn't care because everyone considered me a miracle child. I was the only infant in history with a full set of teeth. And the doctor was speechless.
How come?
They were his teeth.
But Rickleby, isn't there anything in your diary about your childhood pastime?
Well, yes. The entry for June 15th, 1924 says, "Today I discovered a new hobby that I think will last me all my life. Today I joined the Campfire Girls."
Oh, now wait. What possible reason could you have for joining the Campfire Girls?
I was cold. Gee, I was fond of girls. And naturally, sooner or later, love was bound to kick me in the teeth. And I see by my diary that in 1930 it did.
What was her name?
Well, let me read to you from the diary. It says, July 1st, today I met Alice Honeygrease. July 2nd, I held her hand. July 3rd, I put my arm around her.
Oh, gee. What happened on July 4th?
Nothing. Legal holiday. But our love ripened, and I see by my diary that on July 18th, I took my love to the finest jewelry shop in town. Oh, this was the final step. There we stood looking at the window full of diamond rings. She pointed to a 3-carat solitaire, and I squeezed her tiny hand and said, "Grab it and run, the cops are coming!" And that, Miss Rutherford, is how I started on my life of crime.
Oh, but don't stop now. I've got to know. Did you finally marry Alice?
Oh, no, I didn't. But I would have married her if I could have gotten my family's consent.
You mean your mother and father objected?
No, my wife and kids.
Saying most sincerely, good night and good luck to you.
Thank you, Ann Rutherford. Other signatures on tonight's mail call include Johnny Mercer, Gary Moore, Lena Horne, the King Sisters, and yours truly, Harry Bonzell. This program is arranged with the cooperation of the Hollywood Victory Committee. Another mail call will be coming your way the next time you hear... This is the Armed Forces Radio Service. To the request you send to Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. You know, fellas, around this time of the year in Hollywood, the Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences decides on its annual awards for the best performers, directors, writers, and so on. So tonight, Mail Call brings you the best, and so on, your master of ceremonies, Groucho Marx.
Thank you, Harry Von Zoforth, for that Zozo introduction. Harry's right about one thing, though. Everybody in Hollywood is thinking about the Academy Awards. I say everybody is thinking. Personally, I'm thinking about the blonde who moved in the next house to me. What a blonde, what a house, what a front porch, what a rear stoop. That girl's got to straighten herself out. And I might as well straighten myself out right now and get to the business at hand, which is to present our first Mail Call Oscar to that South American singing sensation who is rapidly becoming one of your radio favorites, a star of two continents and the business section of Bakersfield. Here he is, Carlos Ramirez. Welcome to Mail Call, Carlos.
Gracias, señor. This is the biggest honor which has been given to me since my days as a gaucho in South America.
Groucho meets gaucho. That must be a wonderful life. I can see myself now. Just a minute, I turn this page. A band of gay young caballeros thunder across the starlit plain and gallop up to the bunkhouse door.
And you are leading this band?
No, I'm laying on the bunk holding my stomach. It serves me right for eating enchiladas with pickled herring. But enough of this. Let's hear from you, Carlos. What are you going to sing?
Siboney, Groucho.
That's splendid. Carlos. That was very Ramirez. And now to continue the Mail Call Awards, we would like to present a man who has made the most amazing predictions of the past year. Those of you who have heard him on the radio know he is absolutely fearless, has no political affiliations, and tells the truth as he sees it. He is here with us now to give you his predictions about the course of the global war in the future. Here he is, that outstanding commentator, Leon Heda Belasco.
Thank you very much. After a careful study of the global war, I would like to make the following predictions for the coming year. My first prediction: Громуч, Eastern Front. Игробольная грачна сихлих лавельная копечна сихлих румич гривич. To the left flank, a пропахольная крачна сихлих румич ухнич Lower Hungary. Абральная грабечна сихлих румич ахнич to the right flank, ухнич румич Upper Hungary. И хрольная грабечна сихлих румич in the middle, а хрольная грабичность New Offensive. Крапутальная красна сихлих ромич ахнич very Hungary. I predict Громуч, Paris, France. И грабульная грачна сихлих ромич ахнич in the coming year, а гральная грабачна сихлих ромич ахнич new set of postcards. Berlin, Germany. High-ranking Nazi general says he can win the war if крапильная грачность, а пропагальная грамотность и кликнумич on one hand, а пропагальная красность и кликнумич кровельная гречность on the other hand. И хульная крачность и кликнумич кропальная кропачность on the third hand, but he can't find a man with three hands. И хульная грабачна сихлих ломич ахнич кравонич absolutely no fog in Los Angeles. And I also predict и хульная грачна сихлих ломич the Dodgers will win.
Thank you, Leon Belasco. That certainly clears up many things. And now, Mail Call salutes one of the brightest news stars, a girl with a wonderful future. In fact, she looks pretty good no matter where you're standing. Meet Gloria DeHaven. Hello, Gloria. It's a pleasure to present to you now this Mail Call Award.
What Mail Call Award?
Me. We ran out of Oscars, so you'll just have to take a Groucho. Just stand me up on a table in your living room and polish me once a week. But be very careful, because I'm ticklish in certain spots. Most of them are on Vine Street. All of which brings us to your song. You are going to sing, I hope.
Yes, I am going to sing Groucho.
Well, you can't sing Groucho. I'm doing it later. Have you got another song?
Yes, Mood for Love.
I'll be listening with bated breath. I always bait my breath when I'm fishing for someone like you. Go ahead, Ramirez.
To think of whether a dream might fade, we put our hearts together. I'm now afraid if there's a cloud above.
hurry, and please stick around for the duet we're going to sing later. I'd feel pretty silly singing a duet by myself. Now, fellas, we make a special award to one of the great instrumental groups of 1944. Of course, we're really not going to give them anything, but then they don't need anything except a downbeat. Unfortunately, I can't even give them that because I'm beat down to my socks. Anyway, here they are, the group, not my socks. Gene Krupa on drums. Charlie Venturo on tenor sax. And Teddy Napoleon on the piano. Something called Stompin' at the Savoy. you, Gene Krupa, and your boys. If you're ever in my neighborhood, please drop in and help me get even with my landlord. And now Mail Call honors one of the greatest pictures ever to come out of Hollywood. When we get through with it, it'll be sorry it ever came out. Presenting our own condensed and mutilated version of that exciting drama of Murder for Insurance. Double Indemnity. We're not allowed to say them on the air, you know. We're very fortunate in having with us an all-star cast. To begin with, there's me. And as if that weren't enough, we will present that great emotional actress, Ida Lupino, through the courtesy of the Warner Brothers. Both of them. In addition, you will hear Robert Benchley through the courtesy of Barney's Bar and Grill. Both of them. And now, Monzel, please set the scene.
Certainly. Double Indemnity.
You're setting it very badly, ladies.
Double Indemnity is the story of a crime of violence and passion. Ida Lupino plays the part of Phyllis Dietrichson, a beautiful but heartless woman. Robert Benchley plays the part of her husband, Mr. Dietrichson, an ugly but senseless man. The part of Walter Neff, a handsome devil-may-care insurance salesman, will be executed by Groucho Marx.
I don't see anything particularly funny about that. Incidentally, I also help execute Dietrichson. That's left over from the last joke, I forgot to tell you.
As the scene opens, Walter, our dashing insurance salesman, is driving up to the home of his latest prospect.
This looks like the place. I'll just park over here. Crisis. Too bad I haven't got any insurance. Oh, well, I'll swipe somebody else's policy. Let's see that address again. 487 Manslaughter Drive. That sounds lucky. I'll ring the bell. This is my fourth prospect today. I've written 3 policies so far. I hope I can sell this one a bill of goods.
Oh, hello there, handsome.
I hope I can sell this one a bill of goods. My name is Walter Neff. I represent the Prudopolitan Insurance Company.
Won't you come in, you great big gorgeous hunk of man?
What do you think I'm going to do, stand out here and twiddle my briefcase? Of course I'll come in.
You know, you're kind of cute.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, but I'm here on business. How about a nice accident policy, sugar?
What for? Nothing's going to happen to me.
Want to bet? Say, this is a nice place you've got here. Let's put out the lights.
Put out the lights? I thought you came here to sell me a policy.
With a prospect like you, that's my policy.
Oh, you're a pretty fast worker, Walter. By the way, did any of your friends ever tell you you look like Fred McMurray?
No.
You run around with a pretty honest crowd.
Quit stalling, sugar. Cover my face with kisses.
All right, cover your face and I'll try it.
You know you're crazy about me. Slip into my arms. Just try them on for size. If they don't fit, send them back and we'll give you double your money and a floor lamp.
Well, you're a pretty good salesman, Walter, but I think it's only fair to tell you I'm married.
I think it's only fair to tell you that I'm deaf. Kiss me.
Walter, I said I'm married.
And I said I'm deaf. What's the matter? Can't you hear?
Listen, Walter, the reason I sent for you was to take out a life insurance policy on my husband. A big one.
We'll insure him no matter how big he is. How old is this bird?
Well, he's as old as he's ever going to get. Look, we can do this job together.
You mean?
Yes, if we can trick him into signing that policy, we'll split everything.
Including him.
Oh, he's so dull, Walter. He's so dull, Walter, so dull. He's driving me mad. Every night he eats crackers in bed.
And what's so terrible about that?
With veal cutlets? Walter, we've got to do away with him, but it'll take a lot of planning, and we've got to be very careful. You see, he's here right now. He's upstairs taking a bath.
And why don't I run up, hold his head underwater, and we can all go home 4 pages earlier?
Oh, darling.
That That's him now. Quick, duck behind that divan.
There's no duck behind that divan. You're flagging up the wrong couch. I'll stand right here and face him.
Say, darling, where can I find a bath towel? Oh, I didn't know we had company. I'm sorry.
Say, didn't I meet you at the YMCA steam room?
I'll just slip something on and come back.
Fine husband. Is that his figure, or did the tub freeze around him?
We've got to work fast, Walter. He'll be back in a minute.
Don't worry, sugar. I'll take care of everything. Just let me do all the talking.
Why should now be an exception?
That's better.
You were much pinker before.
Darling, this gentleman is from the Prudepolitan. He's one of their Cracker Jack salesmen.
Good. I'll take a box.
Yeah, take a box. It makes a swell chaser for veal cutlets. Look, I'm Walter Neff. I'm an insurance salesman.
I'm Mr. Didrikson. I'm very dull.
Mr. Neff wants to talk to you, dear. Why don't you sit down?
All right.
I meant on the chair.
Oh, that old thing. Well, what did you want to talk to me about, Mr. Neff?
Insurance. How would you like to take out a nice, big, fat insurance policy?
But I've got some life insurance. $2,000 worth.
$2,000 worth. Don't be ridiculous. It'll cost us more than that to cement you in the cellar.
What's that?
Darling, Mr. Neff is just making you a concrete proposition. Where's that policy, Mr. Neff?
Here's a nice one for $500,000.
$500,000? My life isn't worth that much.
Well, to us it is.
Go ahead and sign it, dull.
Go on, you big, beautiful darling.
Now, just a minute. I'd like to know what kind of firm I'm dealing with. Is it an old company?
Old? Why, we're the oldest insurance company there is. Just to give you an idea, we still have a clause that protects you in case you hurt your tail while swinging from a tree.
Well, I wouldn't be interested. I've got a tree. It's better that way.
Well, if you got to swing. I think between us we arranged that pretty well, didn't we?
Gosh, it's kind of chilly in here. I think I'll stand over here by the fireplace.
Do that, dear. Stand nice and close.
Yeah, preferably with your back to us. Oh, I almost forgot. First sign this policy.
I don't want to sign it.
Oh, you'll sign it all right.
I won't.
You will.
Won't.
Will.
Won't.
Will.
Won't.
Does your dog biscuit taste different lately? Look, Dietrichson, why won't you sign this policy?
Because in addition to being dull, I'm also stubborn.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you'll sign this policy, I'll give you a nice fresh veal cutlet. I just happen to have one in my briefcase.
Breaded?
No, it's pigskin. Here's a fountain pen and a cutlet. Now sign it.
I can't. The crumbs are in the way.
Don't sign the cutlet. Sign the policy, dummy.
Oh, all right. I'll sign the old thing. There.
Fine. Shall we dance?
Love to. Da 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 da.
Quick, Walter. Waltz him over to the window.
Da 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 da.
If you've got a victory garden down there, your turnips are mashed. Come on, let's get out of here.
Okay, we'll use my car and drive him to the railroad tracks. Hurry.
Hey, look, this is a pretty good break. You fall right into the back of the car. Get in.
I'll drive.
Make it snappy. Step on the starter. Nice battery. I've seen more juice than a baby's bib. Step on it harder.
Oh, darn this battery. I don't know what to do.
Why don't you turn on the ignition?
Shut up. You're dead. Besides, the ignition is turned on.
Well, it's a good thing we're headed downhill. I'll just release the emergency.
That's another good break. Ah, here we go. There's nothing I like better than a nice drive in the country. Isn't it romantic? Just you and I and that lucky stiff in the back.
How can you talk of romance at a time like this?
Why not?
I'm hungry. Here's a drive-in. Let's get something to eat.
Good evening. What can I do for you?
I'll have a hamburger with anything.
I'll have a roast beef sandwich.
Okay, anything else?
Make mine a veal cutlet.
There's a busy little body if I ever heard one. It's the cops. They're after us. Somebody's reported a murder.
Oh, this is awful. For heaven's sake, miss, hurry up with those sandwiches.
Never mind the sandwiches. Step on the starter. Forget the sandwiches. Give us some plain bread. It's no use. The jig is up.
What do you mean?
Those guys in blue suits aren't sailors.
Well, they won't take us alive. Come on, Walter. Let's shoot each other.
It's a deal. I'll shoot you first. Now you shoot me. Well, come on, shoot me. That's a woman for you. They'll double-cross you every time. Thank you, Ida Lupino, Bob Benchley, and the butcher who lent us that veal cutlet. And now, will wonders never cease, beautiful Gloria DeHaven and talented Groucho Marx will blend their voices. I hope you like it. You better like it. A blend is the best you can get nowadays. Anyway, here's the trolley song.
With my high starch collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high upon my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley. My heart instead.
With my light brown derby and my bright green tie, I was quite the handsomest of men. I started to yen, so I counted to 10. Then I counted to 10 again.
Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. For the moment I saw him, I fell.
Pardon me, sir. Haven't I seen you someplace before?
I don't think so. I've never been anyplace before. I spent all my time in this trolley.
All your time?
I was born here. I'll never forget that day. My mother was on the way to the hospital when all of a sudden the car stopped.
For what?
A red light and me. It's been a grand life in this car, but I'm hoping someday to get a transfer. I'm dying to see what the Sunset bus looks like.
You're wonderful.
You're observant, and you're pretty, too. I like the way you got your hair piled high up on your head. Ever think of combing it?
Well, it isn't all my hair. I've got some rats.
You've got some rats what? Never mind. I don't love you for your high hair. I don't love you for your high starch collar. And I don't love you for your high shoes. Say, if you get any higher, you'll have a hangover in the morning. And why should I hang around a girl who drinks? So long.
Stop, 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 went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand. And as though it were a plan, he stayed on with me, and it was grand just to stand with his hand holding mine to the end of the line.
Well, fellas, that brings us to the end of another mail call, and a good thing, too, because a man from the Motion Picture Academy has just come in. He wants the Oscars back. So until next time, this is Groucho Marx saying good luck from all of us to all of you.
Of America. Stand by, Americans. Here's Mail Call, one big package of words and music and laughter delivered to you by the stars from whom you want to hear. In answer to the request you send to Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. You know, fellas, around this time of the year in Hollywood, the Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences decides on its annual awards for the best performers, directors, writers, and so on. So tonight, Mail Call brings you the best, and so on, your master of ceremonies, Groucho Marx.
Thank you, Harry Bunzoforth, for that Zozo introduction. Harry's right about one thing, though. Everybody in Hollywood is thinking about the Academy Awards. I say everybody is thinking. Personally, I'm thinking about the blonde who moved in the next house to me. What a blonde, what a house, what a front porch, what a rear stoop. That girl's got to straighten herself out. And I might as well straighten myself out right now and get to the business at hand, which is to present our first mail call, Oscar, to that South American singing sensation who is rapidly becoming one of your radio favorites, a star of 2 continents and the business section of Bakersfield. Here he is.